What drives you? What inspires you? Let's ignite your why. Welcome back to Ignite Your Why podcast. I'm your host, Austin T. Gullett, and we're here to have genuine conversations with authentic people to help amplify their voice and figure out what ignites their why. Today, we have the man that helped keep this podcast afloat, the man behind the scenes. His episode aired back in April of 2021 and is titled 1.1, A Creative Adult is a Child Who Survived. So let's give a warm welcome to my boy, DeVohn Jackson. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Oz?
Oh, my face hurts just from laughing, but
maybe just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And I feel like on my face is redder than normal. I feel like it's like a sunburn kind of thing going on. Maybe I'm getting
It might be. You might be getting a little tan.
A little bit. I mean, if I'm spending all this time out in the sun at soccer practice, I better get something.
You ain't tell a lie. You ain't never told a lie.
I mean, I got some color, you know.
Wow, You can't see that. I checked mine earlier today. Not as impressive. So I'm gonna keep that on my wrist.
Tell me why. I showed Aaliyah one time and she's like, "Oh, you ghost white." Like, I was like, "I'm white. What do you mean? I'm a white person."
Trying to say you was Casper?
Pretty much. I was like, damn. Nah, man. So it's been over 2 years since the people have heard from you. I know a lot has been going on during that time frame. Last time we talked, you were really focused on your music career, wanting to really take off with that. You're huge on content producing and just kind of starting out in that kind of scene. Like, even though you dabbled in it here and there, but it was kind of fresh. So what's been going on the last few years? Let the people know.
Yeah, so like you said, oh gosh, 2021. Wow. Well, a lot has happened. I am engaged. I'm so happy for it. I can't wait. December is the day, and I cannot wait.
Approaching quickly. If you think about it.
It is. It's approaching very, very quickly. So remember, Austin, be ready.
It's like a blink and it's gonna be here, and it's just like
you're right. But on top of that, still just trying to better myself in the role that I'm in now in my current job, and then on top of that, during the time I was actually doing a podcast with my really good friend Jesse. It was called the Compassionate Fool Podcast. Give a listen to some of the older episodes. We're not recording recently now. Shout out to Jesse and Casey. They just had their second kid. It's now been a couple months since then. But because of that, we had to put the podcast on pause for a little bit.
As you should. Also, shout out to Jesse because he was on this podcast. So make sure you check out that episode. I think it was
check it out.
Episode 2.15. I think he was the season finale of episode 2. So
look at you remembering. Go ahead, Mr. Host.
It's that memory, bro.
I love it. But then other than that, then as far as the music career, I'm still working heavily on that. I haven't found anything that I really wanted to put out there just yet, but I have a lot of ideas that are very close. I just personally, I have a lot of friends that I work with that are actually in the music scene that I want to really get their input and be like, hey, like, what do things look like? Like, what does this look like? Does this seem really good? Like, do I have something here? Like, what else should I look for? I just want to make sure that whatever I put out is the best quality that I can. And I know that I can do that once I learn as much as I can and everything like that. So it's not rushing the product because like I'm not looking for fame. I'm not trying to be Chris Breezy or not like that. But I really just want just not only to say that I've done it, but to also have just to know how to do it. Because whenever I do have kids, I want to be able to pass that knowledge off onto them and be like, hey, like, here, like dad did it. So if you are musically inclined, like let's teach you, like, let's get you right. If you want to learn how to edit videos, just make the music, except for being behind singing it too. I want to know all the assets of it so that then whenever the kids come and then they start learning a little bit more, then it's like, cool, I have all the tools that you'll need because all the technology now is out there. And whenever the kids come, it won't be for years probably now, but whenever the kids finally come, like things will probably be even easier, and you'll probably be able to do it with like
Things change so quickly because I just think back
right.
to when we were children. showing my age a little bit here, but like kids don't like play outside, bro. Like
No,
when I was a kid, like I had to be in the house
when the street
or
lights come
actually in the
on.
backyard or in the house when the streetlights came on. And if I wasn't, it was my ass. Like
There it is.
plain and simple. Like I was getting chewed out,
That ass was
spanked,
grass.
whatever it was. And I think it just like changes the perspective on like life now. Because when you think
Yeah,
about it, these kids don't get to experience human interaction, I feel like. And it's
yeah,
so
yeah.
vital and so important to society to be able to communicate with people.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand how kids are just so into their devices. It's like
Yeah,
they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they have
yeah.
Twitters, Facebooks, and I'm just like, bro, like I had a MySpace.
Yes, the MySpace. Oh gosh, I hope nobody pulls up the archives of mine. I know I have some embarrassing
where
stuff on
where
there.
I would
It's
pick my
bad.
top 5 friends. It would change weekly if you piss me off or not.
It's funny. I never did the friends with the music. The music was definitely my scene. I was
That
definitely
makes
I'm a
sense
music
for
head
you.
at heart.
But it's also like you think about it, we're coding at that point in a sense, in a way
Yeah,
where
no, I
you're
see what you mean.
you're designing your layout, you're designing your background, picking your your profile songs and like it's a way of coding and
You're right.
people
Yeah,
don't realize that.
it's a very I won't say like it's a very basic way, but like essentially yes, it works the
Mhm.
same exact way. I would even say it even gives you like a um I would say like a what is that? A segue into like if you want to look into like automations and even that kind of stuff too, within not only just coding, but then just like your normal everyday kind of stuff too. So I'm with you. I think it was just
Right.
so cool. It was ahead of this time. Appreciate you, Tom, from
I was about
MySpace.
to say shout out to Tom with that one picture of him looking back like it's like
Iconic, bro. Iconic.
bro, I kind of miss it. It was so simple back then.
Low key. I'm not gonna perp to you.
So
It's crazy
simple.
though that you said though, like about like the kids and the screens. That it made me just have a thought. Um, and like depending on which way you look at it, like whenever I go to a concert, just like the example on top of my head,
Bro, I
I
already
don't
know where you're going
record.
with
I
this.
don't record at all. I don't take any pictures. I don't do anything. I am there and I am enthralled.
You're present.
But
And you
yes,
have people there like
literally. Now, don't get me wrong. On the I'm even gonna play a devil's advocate to my own thing.
Mhm.
Is gonna be. I actually heard something very funny about somebody saying something about devil's advocate. It was like, no, you just want to give your shitty opinion or something like that. And I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever heard. Sorry, but I think essentially though it was blanking.
I think like when you record, you have those
Mm-hmm.
memories and you can always look
Yes,
back on it. But in the sense, you're also not living in the moment. You're not being present. So you're
right.
not really embracing and enjoying the art that's in front of you. And it's
Yes.
the same thing with sports. I'm just like,
But I can never go back and look at it. That's why sorry. That was the point I meant to hit. But then that's the
concerts
other
make
thing.
sense. Concerts, I can see
Yes.
that. But like with sports, like I was literally
No,
watching
I'm
the other
there. I'm
day.
there.
It was the Women's College World Series, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was down to like the last strike. Oklahoma was down to their last strike. Everyone behind the plate had their phones out and were like recording. Like, yeah, it's a historical moment. But I'm just like, be present, bro. Be present.
Nah, bro. So as soon as you
Embrace
said the
it.
historical moment part, everybody gonna be like, yes, I could be the one with the viral video. I could be the one with that, or yada
ESPN's having
yada.
the viral video. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're recording it live. Like
Let them know.
if you wanna go back and watch it, it is going to be on every social media platform. It is going to be there. Like you can rewatch it. You can rewatch it.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
I'm not. I feel like I'm being hypocritical because sometimes I do it at FCC games. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean,
If it's a
yeah.
corner kick right in front of me, like But in soccer, they don't score often, so
No, they don't. They do not. Unless you are Von J in FIFA 23 and you're scoring like
he plays on amateur mode.
No, don't play. Don't try to play me. I moved up to world class now, so stop playing with me. Yeah,
Still plays
stop
on
playing
amateur
with me.
mode.
No, stop playing with me. I can turn on the Xbox right now. Don't play.
Amateur mode.
Hey, I will say though, when you pointed that out, I was like, I thought I moved that up. When I moved it up that first part, oh man, I was
in shambles. Because you're like, yeah, I'm scoring 8-10 goals. I'm like, up, bro, you gotta up that.
Move it up. But like I said, it has made me better though. It has made me better because like now, like I said, I am on world class, but like now, except for the 8 or 10 I was doing before, I am now getting a hat trick or maybe 4, and I'm like, okay, we getting there now. Let's get it. But like, I'm sweating the whole time.
It's harder because are you a striker?
Yes.
And I think that makes it even harder. I like playing FIFA when it's like just focused on me.
Yes,
and it doesn't follow the ball. But it's
that's what I do. I only play under me.
What kind of striker are you? You know, I'm a soccer person, so let's see if you know. Like, do you like to play with your back to the ball, or are you a person that would rather have like a through ball and run onto a ball?
Through and through. Mainly, I think the reason because like if I did play soccer, that's probably exactly how I would play because I was substantially faster than everybody else. Like you understand, you being a faster person yourself.
It's hard,
soccer,
bro.
like but like that's what I would have done. So I'm assuming, that's exactly.
You know the hardest part though. I just had this conversation with one of my soccer players tonight because he is a phenomenal athlete. He is fast as hell, like top 6 in the 100-meter dash in the state of Kentucky. Just finished. Like he ran. Oh shit! What did he run? Oh,
sorry, I'm a track person, so
I know, and I don't want to get it wrong, but I think,
good. You're
I think
good.
he's
we
around.
Can talk offline.
I think he's around like the 10-11 range.
Okay.
And he ran a 20-22 in the 200.
The 22. Okay, yeah. All right. So I hear you.
He has a ton of speed, but when you have speed in soccer, and it's something I like. If you're listening to this, but I tell him all the time, is like you have to learn how to control that speed, right?
Yes.
So in track, you're like, I have to go 110%. I have to give my all. But in soccer, it's like, okay, you don't have to do that. You have to pick and choose when you accelerate and when you slow down. And there was a prime example tonight at practice when he outran, like they had a through ball to him. He outran the defense, but he was running so fast that he was running faster than the ball. So it's like you already outran them. Like they're behind you now. Like you don't have to continue going at 110%.
Right.
Slow up a little bit.
You can start dialing it down. Yeah, you can start dialing it down.
Gather the ball.
Up. Yeah. I hear you. I'm dabbling a little.
It's the mindset though. It's the mindset of transitioning. Like, okay, like when you're so used to going 110%.
You're right.
Because he's also in AAU track right now, so he's still in that track mindset.
Oh,
so it's like
that's hard. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah,
I'm like, Robert, if you can figure this out, trust me, please trust me, because he has so much.
Like, I got you.
He has so much potential, bro, and that's the thing. I see it. I see the potential, and I just want it to happen. And I'm trying to be patient.
I love that. No, you're right. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You just got, like you said, be patient. Just keep hammering away.
Facts. But I kind of want to go back to what you were talking about before we got a little off topic. But you mentioned like your music career and how you are wanting to put out the best product, right? I think it's good to be, and I think it's because you want to be authentically you. You don't want to put out something that doesn't represent who you are and your journey and your story.
For me too. Yeah, that's the hardest part because I don't know. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. But
no, you're good.
The other thing that I'm really struggling with is the type of artist, and I'm trying to make sure that I don't put myself in that because of how I am very high energy. Like I would be like better for a pop genre or something like that, but like.
Don't put yourself in a box.
I like it. Right, exactly. And I'm trying not to. And so it makes it a lot harder for me to be like, oh, okay, this is good enough to go ahead. And sorry, I meant to say that when we were talking about it, but that was the last part I wanted to hammer home was that like the genre of like what the first thing I want to put out has been weighing on me a lot too. So that's been another reason why I ain't gonna lie, I've been just still in the lab.
I mean, just do what, like, I think of Demi Lovato, right?
Yeah.
She was pop, and now she's remaking all of her songs to fit like her style of rock.
Yes.
So
yes.
I feel it's very easy for people to just be hard on themselves, especially when it's a product you're putting out. I feel
Yes.
I'm that way with this podcast. I want everything to go smoothly and be perfect.
Makes sense.
But it's also, we have to be realistic, right? Nothing's going to be perfect. Nothing's going to be easy. And I feel like the more you overthink it, the longer you're going to put it off, right?
Yeah.
It comes to a point where it's like, okay, I have to sit down and just do this.
Yes.
And you're always going to be getting better. Like, it's never going to be perfect. And you're always going to be working on perfecting that craft and getting better every time. But there's no perfect. And I tell myself all the time, it's like, nothing's perfect, but am I giving my best? That's what it comes down to. Is this my best? And your best is different every day. So keep that in mind and try not to like be hard on myself, because you are a talented person, right? You have so much talent, and you are musically inclined, and it's special. But I don't want you to hold yourself back, right? You have a gift, so let the world see this gift and not be like, oh, I just don't think it's there. You don't think it. You don't think it's there, right? But someone else might be like, oh, this is the greatest thing I ever heard in my life.
Touche. You're right on that, actually.
Right?
Actually,
because you can sit on something and think like, oh, like it's not there, it's not perfect, but like you also know when it feels right, and you don't want to rush that. But it's also that mindset where it's like, am I just being hard on myself, or or not? You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Right. No, yeah, I get you. I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
The funny thing is, I was about to say, you get what I'm putting down.
See, look, I'm not like your really good friend for a reason, you know?
That is true. That is true. So I kind of want to move on to the next segment here, because the last time we talked, it's like the chunk of this podcast, as you know. I always ask people, what is it that inspires them? But more importantly, what is it that ignites their why? And the last time we talked, you mentioned just giving people happiness. And that's what kind of drove you, and that was your passion. Now that we're 2 years later, I'm pretty sure that is still a big part of you. But have things kind of shifted in a way? And is your why any different? So I'm going to ask again, what is it now that ignites your why?
Yeah, I love that. Again, going back to it, you're right. It is still a very thing that drives me. I actually was talking to a customer today about it, and they're like, "Oh, I love your energy and this and that," and I'm just like, I just truly feel that like if I put my best out there and the best vibes, the best energy, anything like that, I should receive some, if not most of that back. And it's always been me with, nothing but smiles and everything like that as well. So I'm like, yes, like as long as we're all smiling, like we're having a good time, we'll all be in a good mood. We're all here on this earth and just trying to fit in, trying to do our things, find our own purposes and everything like that. And not everybody has, had that time to really sit down and really dial that in and figure out, why. I don't want to say why they're here, but like some people why they are here, or what their purpose is, what ignites their why, and anything of that sort. And so that really does hit home for me. But I will say an additional thing though is just making sure that I'm okay too. It's been a long time coming, and because since I edit the podcast, I know the next segment, so I won't go too much into it because that'll be for the next segment.
You also edit the podcast, so you know what's coming next.
It's like, so that's like, so we're not gonna go too deep into that.
I was like, please don't go too far, because we got to switch segments.
I got you. But yeah, really, like that's mostly like what ignites my why now. And then like past that point, I'm just trying to better myself. One thing I did recently I had some a back issue. What happened was our air conditioning went out. And so
Ooh, I couldn't do it. Mm-mm.
it was a
My
little
air
rough,
condition
not
on
gonna
is
lie.
right now.
Look, trust me.
You know how
It
cold
was
my apartment
rough.
is.
Yes.
Everyone knows how cold my apartment is. Everyone
I
knows.
love it.
If you're coming to my place, bring a hoodie. Bring a hoodie.
Literally, yes. And that's how we normally are here too. So when it wasn't working, I was like, bro. So we had my sister had a air conditioning unit in her storage locker
Mhm.
at the moment. Now she's just holding some of her stuff in. And like I'm so thankful that I like told my mom, because she is my landlady. Shout out to mama. But I told her, I was like, hey, like like it's the air conditioner's not working anymore. I tried to like, figure it out myself, but like it's not happening. It's not happening. So they came out and figured out it was just a refrigerant and everything, but I'm kind of like moving ahead.
It was the what?
It was a refrigerant, or what you need like to recharge your AC. I don't know what it's called. Coolant. I don't know what it's
I
called.
literally thought you said it was the refrigerator. I was like,
it ran away.
I swear
the
to
fridge
God.
ran away.
I was like,
I just hold the door open, and then that's how.
It's that corny ass joke where like, is your fridge running? You better go catch it.
I couldn't catch it. I needed another one. Oh my God. But I essentially lifted that the portable one up wrong, and it just messed up my back. I ended up having to pull back. So
but you lift with your knees.
Well, I thought I lifted with my knees, and I didn't enough at least. So yeah. So
do you lift with your
have
knees?
started.
Right?
See, I thought I did, but I guess not.
I don't know. I don't lift shit for real.
I'll be lifting shit for real. Some shit. I don't know. You lift with one part of your body, just not your back.
Just say it.
No, that's valid. That's valid. But I figured I had to pull back. So after I literally like probably Friday or Saturday, like started feeling good again. And so I restarted back out my workout journey again. So I was like, that's it. I should be able to lift and move some stuff around without pulling my back. Like I felt
bro.
so embarrassed. Bro, I felt so embarrassed being at work, having to sit in a chair and everything. Like, no.
You were one of them?
Yes. And I was so embarrassed. I was like, I wish I didn't gonna lie. I was like, I wish if anybody from work is listening, I'm sorry, but I ain't gonna lie. I wish I had sick time so I could have just not been there, just cause like it was so embarrassing. Just sitting in a chair, and it's like, oh, what's wrong? Oh, I just lifted this photo air conditioner wrong, and my back's back now. Like, I sound like an old man. I'm 26. I shouldn't be pulling my back.
They didn't teach you that when you play football, how to lift?
No, they did. I just forgot.
Right. Yeah.
They did. They definitely did. They got me right. It's just been a while since I lifted some stuff.
Get your ass in the gym. I'm kidding.
And I am now.
No, I'm just kidding. There's one thing that really stood out to me when you were talking though. And I'm kind of taking it back to your why and how you just said like you love bringing that energy and you love like smiling and it makes other people smile. There's always this quote that I always told people like when I was in high school because I was corny. I like quotes. And it's just like
quotes are amazing. Stop.
A smile is like contagious, right? And It was just like a smile is a curve that just sets everything straight, right? So when you smile, you're always it's
I see you. I see you. Okay.
When you're smiling, like think about it. You're walking down the hall or at wherever you're at, and someone smiles at you, you smile back. You're right. Majority of the time. Like a smile is contagious. And the more you smile, they say like the happier you are. But I smile all the fucking time and I still have my problems.
Literally. Well, smiles doesn't get rid of all the problems, unfortunately.
Right. If I could smile like my problems away, I would be great.
That would probably actually be a really funny skit. Just like literally, you just have somebody like just had the shittiest day, and then the next day you just think like, you know what? I'm just gonna smile. All the bad things like just start poofing. So like pass account due.
It's like got depression, just smile. You broke your back, just smile. You know, I had to give you take a shot at you, right? I had to take a shot. Yeah.
It's the pull back though, not broken back. I was about to say you gonna put me out for a while on that one.
My bad.
No, you're good, baby.
Pull back, just smile. Damn, you just had to ruin it, bro.
My fault.
Man. Anyways,
it's the good vibes and everything. It just shoots through everything, and it's contagious. It's so contagious.
It's just like Nike. Just smile.
Just smile.
No, but since we're talking about kind of mental health and just everyone goes to their problems, and you know me, I love talking about mental health, especially as men. I feel like it's just not talked about a lot. So my question for you, over the last 2.5 years, almost, over the last 2 years, just how have you been taking care of yourself mentally?
Yeah. So the biggest thing I want to say that I probably that helped me, it was more recent than anything. I did have to take a leave away from work, and it was more of everything was happening. It just in my life entirely was just so fast. My brain couldn't keep up. I couldn't even my happiness couldn't keep up. Like it was hard. Like I was. I mean, not only depressed, I was anxious about any and everything. You know, if things weren't right, if things seemed a little out of place at that time, since we were moving at the time or leaving a little bit after that actually, and it was hard. It was hard. And so when I took that leave away from work, even then it took me a while to finally seek the help that I needed during that leave. I mean, I probably for at least 2 or 3 weeks, like I was too anxious to call the doctor to set up the appointment to figure out what was wrong with me. Like it, and then I didn't want to get out of bed to go do that, even though my phone was just right there. And then I wouldn't even pick up my phone or anything like that. And like, you know me, I'm barely on my phone as it is. So like that was a time that was like, oh my gosh, is it dead? If it was, if you talked to me before a lot and then it didn't cut off. But thankfully after that, I was able to actually during that time, that's when I did go through with my engagement as well. And that was one light that was kind of a little stressful at the time, just because like I wanted to make sure it was right. I wanted to make sure it was perfect. I knew Cindy was the woman I wanted to be with the rest of my life. So I just wanted to make sure that as we talked earlier, that I just wanted to make sure it was right. I wanted to make sure it was perfect. And I knew that she didn't really care about any like crazy extravagant thing, but like I wanted it to be us. And that's what mattered the most. But then after that, I was able to reach out, get a new primary care doctor. I got on some medicine. Shout out to Paxil. Because I am, as you see, back at it. I'm feeling better than ever. I would even say in any, it's helped me in other parts of my life too. I've helped now. I've been better, like straightening up around. Like I've been better about picking up over after myself, just cleaning up as a whole. And it's funny because like the stories that I hear my mom tell me about like how I was as a kid, it's very reminiscent of how I am now. And I'm like, is this the real me or is the other one the real me? Since like this was me before, but like when I do things, I do it and then I put everything back the way that it is. Like it's, I don't want to say like OCD, but like borderline.
It's like you're rejuvenated, and I think that's the thing is most people don't realize when you're in a dark place that sometimes it's really hard to just escape, especially when you feel alone, and everything is kind of crashing down at once. When you think back to it, I think just as men, and I just know you, we're not very emotional, I guess you should say. So like we're emotional in a sense where like I feel like we connect with people. We can empathize
Yes.
and sympathize with people. But when it comes to our own emotions, we're kind of just like, what are those?
Like, what don't be?
You know
I
what I
don't know what
mean?
those are.
So I think it was
Yeah.
what you needed. You needed
Yes.
that time to really just sit back and focus on you because
Yes.
you were always and still kind of do that in a sense, but you were always go, 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 right?
Hmm.
You are a people pleaser. You like making people happy,
Yeah.
but in that process, you lost the person's happiness that means the most, and that's your own,
Yes.
right?
Right.
And I think moving forward, I see the shift in you, right? The way you carry
Hmm.
yourself, the way you talk, the way you and Sydney are. Like you seem so much happier. Just like your
Yes.
relationship seems healthier. Your everything around, like you look better. You've lost weight. And that's the thing is like it takes
Skinny
that
queen.
time. It takes that time to focus on yourself. When
Hmm.
you get so lost in everything else, you
Yes.
forget to focus on yourself. And I
That's
feel
right.
like you said, you you feel like you found yourself again, and you think back, you're like, is this the real me? And that's really all that matters is being authentically you. Because when we grow up, it's hard to really find ourselves
Yes.
because we're told so many different things from people where it's like, you need to be doing this, you should be doing that. Oh, I don't
Hmm.
like you doing that. And it comes to a point where you're like, why does it matter what you
Literally,
think?
like,
Like,
why does it care? Why does it matter? Any of it? You're right.
mhm. And it's something I'm still learning because you know me, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, I really shouldn't care what others are saying about me. And I'm kind of getting to that point where I
Hmm.
don't, I'm putting myself first and uh,
Yes.
I'm going to do what I want to do. And it's kind of translating into like soccer now for me, where I feel like last year I just let people do and say whatever they wanted. And I'm
Hmm.
taking that space, I'm taking that control, and I want to do
Yes.
what I want to do. And I'm not letting these kids just do what they want. And it's a sense of pride because I feel like
Yeah.
I've always been that person where I'm just like, oh, it's whatever. But now I'm serious and I wanna get shit done and I wanna make a difference and I wanna have a good successful program. And it starts with discipline. And I'm
Hmm.
learning that slowly but
It
surely.
sounds like that growth is happening now for you.
We got some ways to go.
Hey, it's the start. It's
It
the start
is.
because it's all about the journey, not and the destination on it. Honestly, it's mostly about the
Hey,
destination.
I
The
tell
journey,
people
hey,
life's a journey, not a destination, right?
there it is.
What did what did Miley
Ooh.
Cyrus say? Life's a climb. The view is great, or something like that. You know
I
me,
think you're right.
I can never be too serious. Once I feel like shit's getting a little too serious, I'm like, all right, I need to like liven this up a little
He's
bit.
like, let me liven it up a little bit. No, it's all good. It's a way you try to just keep things lighter and you're just trying not to keep anything somber because again, we're igniting wise.
Hmm.
That's what we're trying to do here, and you wanna you're bringing attention to the space where it should be brought attention to that space, and you're doing a great job with that. So keep it
Thank you, I appreciate it.
up.
I do have a question for you though.
Yeah,
So
readily.
back in April of 2021, like we were still in the midst of like getting over this pandemic. So when you think back to that time, just how do you feel like that has like helped shape you into who you are today? Because for me, I learned a lot during that time. So I'm just
Hmm.
curious if like what was that impact for you like with everything that was going on in 2020 and 2021?
Yeah, so I mean, to be honest, like it's kind of funny because I am a very outgoing and all that person, but in COVID, I kind of found out that like there's sometimes that I just want to be an introvert. And I just want to be like, you know
Hmm.
what? Let me do my thing.
Welcome to
And
the
like,
ambivert lifestyle.
Emma first, Emma first, Emma first.
I am an ambivert at heart. Like I have extroverted and introverted qualities. So
I'm just starting to realize that now, though, that like there's times that like when I did was going through and figuring out that like I needed to pay attention to myself more. That was when I was finding out that
mhm.
those times that was really I cherished oh, I'm not on my phone. I'm not on my iPad. I'm not on this. I might be like on the Xbox playing a game, or I might be watching YouTube, or I might be watching some anime. But other than that, like there's some specifically that I'm doing, and I'm detached from the outside world, essentially. And when those times happen, I'm thriving. I love it
Mm-hmm.
because it like I can kind of essentially almost like turn my brain off and just
It's me
enjoy
time.
the moment. Yes.
It's
Enjoy
your
the
me
moment. Enjoy the
time.
me time. Yes.
And I gotta ask you this now because I think of it. I feel like that was sports for you growing up, right?
It was. It
And
was.
it was for me too. And I think that's the one thing athletes don't understand or realize is once it's gone, you go through this process of like, okay, like who am I? Because
Yes.
I feel we identify with our sports. Like
Yes.
I was known as the athlete in high school growing up. Everyone
Yes.
knew me because I played sports. So
Yes.
then once it was gone, I'm like, okay, who the fuck
Who
am
am
I?
I?
who is Austin? And I think I found that passion again with this podcast because when I'm doing this, I like you said, you're just in your own world and I'm happy and I don't really think of anything else. Like nothing
Yes.
matters to me. I'm just in the moment. And I think that's what I just love about it is because I get to have conversations with people and I get to and that's the thing my therapist says to me is she's like you
Uh-huh.
enjoy connection and connecting deep with people, so when I'm doing this I get that opportunity is to have those deeper connections
Ah.
and have those deep conversations, and also like I don't have to talk about my feelings, we get to talk about yours.
I get to put it on you.
You know what I mean though, it's just
Yeah, I
something I
do.
enjoy, so I'm just glad that
I'm
you
glad that you
found
do.
that. So, oh, well, look at that. We said it at the same
Look
time.
at see, look, great minds think alike.
Because I'm glad you found that, and you have it with music too. And I feel like music has always been a part of your story, which is
Mhm.
crazy that you haven't mentioned your show choir from. Because I feel like that's all you talked about in the first
Oh,
episode.
yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, there was one other thing I also didn't get to mention. I remembered the Hall of Fame. I actually did finally get inducted there. It took a little bit.
Woo!
Yeah, it took a little bit, but I did finally get inducted there, and it was an amazing moment. Eternally grateful for all my coaches and uh, teachers, gosh, friends, family, all of them. Like honestly, without all of them, like I couldn't have gotten any of those accolades to be recognized, to be in the Hall of Fame. So like, just I have to give them flowers too. I
Hold
have
on.
to. I have to.
Let's give them a little clap here.
Yes, I love it.
The thing is I totally forgot like I could use these things, and I'm just like, I've never really like tried this where it's like, okay, I'm gonna
Just gotta
try
tell them
this,
like they're
and I think
present.
it's so funny. Okay, all right, here we go. Tell me like a corny joke. You know I love
Oh
corny jokes.
gosh. Dang it. Oh my gosh, I don't have jokes.
Come on, DeVohn.
Why did chicken cross the road?
I don't know why.
Because it could get to the other side. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna be like because. Oh man,
I would have. Oh my gosh.
you got the
Oh, it
laughing
was
people.
perfect.
I forgot these effects were here, bro. Have you never heard that one before?
No, what is that?
I'm
Dude,
shocked.
you
You've never.
know the funny thing is too is that like the way that like I can project my voice, it would be perfect.
Okay. My brother told me this one. Shout out to Aaron. Okay. Ready?
Ready?
What did the DJ name his son?
What?
Eric. I just had to do that.
He's gotta go. He's gotta go.
And what's funny is like he doesn't have like the best speech after his stroke, so it's even funnier. He's like, correct. Oh, that was.
I love it.
I'm excited for his episode. He's gonna be the season finale, so
I can't wait. It's gonna be so good.
Oh, my cheeks are hurting.
Just don't make it like an hour and 30 minutes, please.
I mean,
because I know y'all.
No. I don't think I have an episode. Well, there's one, but like I try to keep everything under an hour. I try to keep it within
no.
30 to 45.
You do really good at that. I was saying,
don't come for me. Don't come for me.
Don't come for me. I know
it
might be a little low.
No. Maybe because like his speech is a little messed up, but
stop!
I'm kidding. I love you, Aaron. I love you, brother. I love you, brother. I just really wanted to say thank you for hopping on, even though you were like, I don't want to do it. I'm not cool.
Well, I just thought I didn't have anything interesting to talk about, but you really helped shine that light and showing me that there was some interesting things to talk about. I just need to be able to talk about myself.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like you're engaged. You're living in a house now that you didn't even mention.
That's true. That's true. Yes, we are living in a house now. Yes,
we're not in an apartment anymore.
You're right.
We're moving on up in the world. We're bougie now. Bougier than before. Bougier than before because your apartment was the bougie lifestyle. Now,
it was. I even go perfect. I know when I saw that the first time, I was like, yes.
You want to know what's crazy?
I don't care how much.
I already know. Like your all's wedding is going to be the most like elegant and most beautiful ceremony because I know the two of you, and you're both like planners and somewhat overthinkers, so you're gonna make everything.
Well, we've
perfect.
X-nayed on the plan, to be honest with you. We are just like, look, we rather somebody else's do it.
Too stressful.
It really is.
It's too stressful.
We be sitting there like,
do it.
So who wants to do it?
Don't look at me. Because I'm a perfectionist, so I would be stressed the fuck out too. I would be like, nope. Get someone else to do it.
I'll just leave you for the bachelor party. It's fine.
I've been thinking of things. So don't worry about that.
Say less. Then we can talk offline and see what we got in store.
For sure. But no, I really do appreciate you, man. I hope everyone enjoyed this conversation. Me and DeVohn you never know what you're going to get when we talk. So
you never know.
So if anyone wants to continue having a conversation with you about anything that we've talked about today, whether that's mental health, music, podcast editing, whatever it may be, what would be the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Yeah, honestly, main thing will be probably as far as email, it will be Von J Music. If you want to get in touch with me and my music stuff, anything like that there. But other than that, most socials will be just Von J, VOHN JAY, no space. That should be about the first one there. But yeah, just send a message. Just chop if you want to chop it up, or even if you just want to talk about, and like I said, anything we talk about in this episode, and also to just music stuff, or you just want to just talk and just have a conversation. I love to talk as well too.
Yes, he
when
does.
You can finally get me on the phone.
He likes to talk, y'all. He likes to talk. Also, I'm gonna throw this out there. If you have any questions regarding podcast editing, or anything of that nature, you all can reach him at djackson@igniteyoury.com. That is djackson@igniteyoury.com. So,
thank you, because I can remember at the time. I was like, what is the one?
It is all
it's
good.
So new still. I'm like,
We moving on up in the world. We got our official emails, so don't worry. No, I do appreciate you. And thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm going to put all of DeVohn's information in the description below. If you all happen to reach out to him, please just make sure you notate on how you found him. It will be much appreciated. Make sure you give us a follow on all social media platforms at Ignite Your Why. That's INGYTE, not with an I. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. You name it, we are there. So make sure you give us a follow. And thank you all for tuning in again. Always remember, find your purpose and ignite your why. Peace.
Peace.